Aaron here. There may become a time when you want to sell your landscape maintenance business and stick to construction or convert over to construction. I know that's what myself and thousands of other companies have done in the past, and you probably will end up being there one day too. Usually, landscape maintenance is a starting point in the landscape industry. Some people work at a company, they learn a little bit, then they go out and buy a truck and a trailer and some lawnmowers and they start their own business and they learn as they go. Well, next comes construction because when you're in these neighborhoods doing all this work, you're cutting lawns, you're doing a good job. People want other services done. They want they built trust with you and they want other services done. So they're going to ask you if you do other things. You're going to show up one time and they're going to say, "Oh, do you guys do patios?" or "Oh, do you guys do mulching or soil or whatever?" And you're going to say, "Yeah, we can do that." And you're going to start doing these smaller jobs and you're going to start making money and you're going to start to realize very quickly that you can make a lot of money doing these extra jobs. And if you're anything like me, you're going to like money. Like I like money, so I like making more. So how it works for me is what I did is I worked at a company. I learned everything I could. I started doing my own thing. I started out with the landscape maintenance, maintaining properties, higher end properties. And then people started asking me, do you do this? Do you do that? And I started doing the smaller jobs. So out of a five-day work week, I would do landscape maintenance 3 days a week at the beginning, and then have 2 or 3 days of construction at the end of the week. Construction, I mean extra jobs, walkways, patios, soil top up, everything else. So that's what I ended up doing, and then years later, I ended up selling the landscape maintenance customers and all the equipment, and sticking strictly to landscape construction. What I do now. Now, I'm not the only one. I know a ton of other people in the industry who've done the same thing. It's like an entry level position sort of thing to have your landscape maintenance business. Um, I know lots of people who have ended up dropping it, but most people don't sell their clients. I did. I thought I built this up. I think I had 50 high end residential contracts and then a couple of small commercial ones. I wouldn't even call them commercial, but industrial places that I maintained as well. So I ended up selling that end of the business. It was winter time. It was getting harder and harder. Oh, the hens. Sorry, I'm doing it in front of my chicken run. Anyway, I ended up over winter deciding to sell the landscape maintenance, mostly because it was hard to find good help that would stick around and take care of the landscape maintenance while I was out taking care of construction jobs. I was busy over there making money with another crew, and I would oversee the landscape maintenance, but the quality wasn't where it should be. And the guys over in landscape maintenance seemed to come and go. I couldn't find good guys that wanted to stay and work the landscape maintenance. So I thought, you know what, this is a good time to nip this in the bud and sell off the business on that end and go full time with the landscape construction. So over the winter, I had ads posted up, on Kijiji, which is like an equivalent of Craigslist. Word of mouth, I let people know. Facebook Marketplace. There was a bunch of different places where I was advertising the sale of my business, and I ended up selling it. There was a lot of people who wanted my clients, bigger companies, smaller companies, medium sized, people who have never done it before. But I wanted the best for my clients. I wanted to be able to reach out to my clients and say, listen, this is the person, this is the new company taking over my business. You can trust them. I give you my word that they're going to do a good job. I highly recommend them. Because essentially I ended up selling my customers to this new person. And out of all the companies, all the people, there was a group of brothers that wanted to buy my business. I had known about their business because I had subcontracted work off that bigger business they worked for years ago. And I didn't know these guys personally, but I knew where they worked and I knew the neighborhoods we were working in. I knew that other company was working in those neighborhoods as well. So I knew the quality of work they were doing. I could see it in the houses neighboring the ones that I was doing. So, long story short, everybody wanted a piece of my clients. Everybody wanted to buy them. Some real shoemakers who I knew were not quality, were not qualified. I would never recommend them to my clients and do that to my clients, sort of thing. Definitely not for money. Money wasn't the most important thing here. It was keeping these clients happy. So there's a bunch of fly by night people that I could sort of tell just by talking to them that wanted my client list. There was a bunch of people who wanted to expand their business, but they didn't have the quality of work I was looking to recommend to my clients. The bigger companies, they didn't really want it so much because they're more after commercial stuff. But anyway, this group of brothers approached me. I knew who they were roughly from where they worked, and I thought, these are the guys. These are the guys. These are good people. Their dad's an accountant. He's going to help them with the accounting at the beginning. They were interested, and they wanted my client list. So how I did it, my accountant originally told me, I think it was sell each client for a year's worth of income. So if that person was paying $10,000 a year, let's say, for me to maintain their property, that's what I would sell that one client to the new guy for. Well, that wasn't happening. I learned pretty quick that no one was even interested or getting back to me once I had that in my ad when I was trying to sell. So I dropped it to six months revenue from one client that I would sell them for nothing. As soon as I put it to 3 months revenue, now people were interested. So if that person was paying $1,000 a month for me to maintain their property, I would sell that contract to the new guy for $3,000 plus HST, because we have taxes here in Canada we have to pay. So anyway, the brothers ended up agreeing to this deal. And then I went back to my clients and said, I wrote up a big 2-page letter. I emailed them all directly, personally, and explained to them that I'm moving on in the industry. I'll still be here for landscape construction jobs. The time has come for me to move on from the landscape maintenance. I highly recommend these people that I'm selling the business to. Will you please try them out for a year? They're going to provide the same prices this year, the same quality of work. I'm going to walk them through everything. I've written notes on every property. I'm going to walk them through your property. I'm going to ensure you that these people are doing the same job that I would do if I was there myself. If you're interested and you'd like to try them out, please try them on for a year. Sign this contract I've attached to this email. And if you need anything construction-wise, let me know, and we'll go from there. So anyway, every single one of my clients, except maybe one or two, signed on and were happy to go with the person I recommended. So when I ended up selling it to him, I walked him through every site in the spring. He paid me for everything. I think there was only 3 accounts that he was waiting to get more money or to start working April, May, and June, and then he was going to pay me through the rest of the money through those first 3 months, which he did. But in the spring, I walked him through every single site, told them every single tip, because I had been on these job sites for hundreds of times, and my clients expect a high level of professionalism. So I explained all that to them. I showed them all the little tips and tricks of every house, how we do it, how the customer expects it, and what you need to do at every house. I also wrote him a 2 or 3 page list of exactly what to do in every season, basically every trip, everything to do at that house that he could use, his brother could use, his employees could use, anyone could use as a guideline to get the customer's needs met. So, I mean, if there was a bird bath over there that we were supposed to blow the grass off every week and it usually got forgotten, it was on that list for them to go over there and blow off that bird bath. So every little detail that we experienced at these houses over the past years, he would be doing. Every one of those clients was so happy with this guy. I think there was one client, but they were a bit of a headache anyway, that they weren't happy with their work. But I don't even believe that. I think it's more of they just have a problem. But regardless, I sold every single one of my clients, except for a couple, to the brothers. They bought them all. It was a smooth transaction. We went to legalize everything. I typed something up and we went to a notary, and we both signed it in front of somebody and made it legal. He made the payments. He gave me an initial payment. He made payments for those first 3 months to finish off the rest that he owed me. And that was that. And that lightened my load to work on everything else, construction. And that's what I did. From then on, landscape construction only. We only do interlock and planting trees, sodding, stuff like that. That's what we do now, retaining walls. But I was so happy to get out of the landscape maintenance, because now that I have a steady crew of guys. They seem to want to work more. They get paid more. And the company makes more. Like, I can make more now doing landscape construction than landscape maintenance. But I think that's a general thing that everybody seems to do. There's a lot of people that start off cutting grass and they merge towards the construction side of things because there's more money there. And you're not at the same site all the time. I know it got repetitive doing this for years, going to the same site all the time. It's a bit annoying because I couldn't even get work done. At some point, every time I came to the client's house to maintain the property, cut the grass, trim the hedges, pick the weeds, the customer would see me and come out and talk to me, and I couldn't get away from them and actually get the work done. So it was nice to be able to sell off the landscape maintenance. I don't know what other people do other than what I hear. And I know a lot of people don't sell it off. They just stop doing what they're doing and they sell their equipment and that's it. I sold off the clients and I sold off all my equipment. So I made a pretty penny doing it. And I took that money and invested it into a full-size Bobcat, skid steer, trailer, dump trailer. I spent that money back into the business to make the construction side of things even better than what I currently had it. So that's what I did. I recommend if you get to that decision to go for it. Landscape construction is definitely profitable and I'd make a good living doing it. And that's it. Thanks for being here. Like the video, and I'm getting lots of views, but no one seems to like them. I don't know. You like listening to me, not hitting the like button though, so whatever. But that's that. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you again.